So besides fishing, I really like to mountain bike, and I don't really show that much in this channel. I'd like to maybe incorporate that a little bit more into this channel. I had a really nice full suspension carbon mountain bike that I've had for a few years, and last year I sold it. So I've been without a bike for a while. I kind of looked around for something new, and we've had really mild winters the last few years. I kind of want to get into the fat bike scene, so I did a bunch of research on fat bikes. Found this company out of New York that makes fat bikes. They weld the frames right there, put them together with quality components that you would get on any high-end mountain bike. I decided to work with them. I pulled the trigger, bought one of their fat bikes. We're going to use it for fishing and fun, and we're definitely going to go on some fishing adventures, probably even some ice fishing adventures with this thing. I got studded tires for it for the winter, so we do go to some places where there's quite a walk in to go fishing, and a fat bike just has that super wide tire, very forgiving, and you can just monster truck over stuff. It's gonna be a pretty sweet little ride to get into some fishing spots and stuff. So this is my brand new Growler Stout. It just got delivered. I haven't even opened it yet, still in the box. I'm gonna unbox it with you guys, put it together, and just show you guys what it is. So let's go check it out. I'm super pumped. So a cool thing about this company, since they make these frames right in their shop there in New York, and they paint them right there, you can get pretty much any color that you want. So I got one of my favorite colors. I really like orange, I really like olive green. So I'll show you in a minute here. Here's one of the tires. So these tires are actually not as fat as you would typically think a fat bike tire are. I've got 4.5-inch wide tires to put on here in the winter, but in the summer I'm definitely gonna run these little bit narrower ones. But these are 3.8-inch tires, so Maxxis fat bike, front and rear. Just slide this thing out, come on. Okay. Here we go. Gotta put the seat post on so I can get this thing. Let's take off the foam here. This thing was packaged really, really well too. Oh, sick. I gotta show you guys this. I'm just gonna go put this thing together real quick, and then we'll get it out in the sun and I'll show you guys a little more detail. Alright, so I've moved outside. I've just got some of my parts from my old bike that I took off. We're gonna put on here, like my pedals. I'm just using the Crank Brothers stamp pedals. So you guys can see, they actually took my logo. They actually took the channel logo here and put it right on the bike. That is awesome. Now we got the pedals on. Just want to take it for a quick shakedown spin. I can't really wait much longer, so I'm just going to take it around the yard here, and then we'll do a few more things to this. Height seems really good. I got an extra large. I'm 6'1". Yeah. This lawn is super soft. Probably shouldn't be doing this in Crocs either. Don't try this at home, kids. I'm a trained professional. Dude, this thing is dialed right from Growler. No problem. Alright. Oh, you gotta love the sound of those fat bike tires. It's pretty sick. The fit of this bike is just so good. I like the geometry of it. Not like my old full suspension. See how low this gear gets down here. This has more range than my last bike. This is the SRAM NX Eagle. Yeah, that's some good range right there. So the first thing we got to do here is add a little customization right in the cockpit. Pop this guy off and pop this guy on. Mod number 1 complete. Brook trout. Since this is a fishing bike, one thing I want to do before I get too many miles on this bike is add some chain stay protection. With this chain bouncing up and down a lot, you're bound to dig that paint up pretty good. So before we get any dings and scratches on it, let's put some on there. And because this is a fishing bike, I'm going to go ahead and use the JT Outdoor Products Reel Wrap that is made for ice fishing and open water fishing rods. But we're going to toss it on the bike here, see how it holds up. It's sure grip material, and probably the guys over at JT are a little cringing right now a little bit seeing me do this, but I think it's going to work pretty good, so let's try it out. Alright, so we got that on there, no problem. It actually feels really good. I bet that's going to hold up pretty good, but time will tell. So when you go to order one of these bikes, they have their website's pretty user-friendly. You can kind of select what you want on the bike, what you don't want on the bike, different drivetrains, suspension options. I got the NX drivetrain and the Manitou Mastodon front fork. I figured, I'm going to be riding this in the summer a lot. I want front suspension at least. And I didn't get a dropper post with this, but that's because I had one I wanted to put on. This is the P&W Components Rainier, and it's a 150 mil dropper. It is rigged up with internal routing up through the seat post, so I just got to run a cable through there, and I have the lever from my old bike, so I'm just going to go ahead and toss all that on. If you guys mountain bike and you don't use a dropper seat post, you're completely missing out. It's like, I don't even know how the heck I could ride a bike anymore without a dropper seat post, but let's go put this on. Alright guys, so the dropper post is all installed. I'm ready to go try this thing. I'll toss a GoPro on. We're just going to do like a little shakedown run for this thing. I haven't ridden it anywhere but just in the driveway here. So we're going to go try it on some local trails, get a little B-roll of that, and then we'll go on some adventures with this thing. We're definitely going to go ice fishing next season. We're going to be doing some fly fishing on it. It's going to be sweet, so stay tuned. We're going to do some fishing mods to this thing as well, but let's go ride it first. Alright guys, so we're out at one of my local trail systems here. This is Bond Brook in Augusta, Maine. And it's actually been quite a while since those last clips that you saw there. I've ridden the bike quite a bit since then. And I tried filming, but I didn't have the GoPro set up right. It was looking right at the ground or looking too high. So hopefully now we got it dialed in and we'll be able to do some nice POV shots. So not that anyone probably cares, but we're going to start out on a little warm-up loop here. I'm just going to do a trail called Northern Exposure. It goes really well in loose gravel. In fact, there's a trail out here that's basically a sand pit. And I'll tell you, when you go through that on a normal sized tire bike, it gets pretty squirrely. I've actually crashed there a few times. But with this bike, you just float right over it. So way more forgiving. You don't really have to choose much of a line. You can pretty much monster truck over whatever you want. But it's a fun bike. That was sick. Man, these trails are dry. You gotta love the sound of these tires too. Listen to that. Yeah. Now this doesn't look it, but it's super steep right here. And I got the NX drivetrain on this, so you get a pretty low gear. It's easy to get up this stuff. Ooh, it's a little rickety. This bike climbs decent overall. Obviously not going to be as efficient as a narrower tired bike. You have more resistance. It does surprisingly well. It's not nearly as slow as I suspected it was going to be.
with these wider tires, a little heavier. Once you get rolling, it stays, keeps momentum. I've broken a few PRs already out here on some downhill sections with this bike the first time I did it, so you definitely get going fast downhill. The uphill for me is a tad slower. That might just be because I'm out of shape, but I'm just gonna blame it on the fat tires. So like I said, I've had this bike for a few months now. I've done a few upgrades to it already because it had some parts, like the stem is different, the grips, bars and stuff like that I had or purchased for this. Nothing that's gonna dramatically change the overall ride of this thing really. So speaking of the drivetrain earlier, I think they now come with box components instead of SRAM. So that will be something different that comes on the bike. Oh, I love the sound of those tires. Came into that one a little hot. Yeah, the dropper post is essential. Going up and down, it's just, I use it just as much as I do shifting my gears. You can probably see my thumb over here hitting this up and down all the time. Definitely recommend getting your bike with one of those, especially if you're using it in the winter, or like I'm gonna be doing, using it fishing. If you have a lot of gear on, it's hard to get up and over the seat with all your gear on. So being able to drop that seat down and swing a leg over, it's pretty nice. So a cool thing about Growler is that you can completely customize your bike to how you want it. If you go on their website, they have endless amounts of colors that you can have your frame painted. They can probably do custom colors. And John over there can make you a decal pretty much however you want it. So definitely check them out. They'll be linked in the description below. See if we can clear this little section. Too bad. Here we go. Whoa, no, that's a rough rider's roll. Whoa. All right, well, nice little ride. We did 5 miles, a little over 5 miles. Whew, feels good. I don't know, could I hunt off this thing? A little partridge hunting? We'll see. So we didn't show you guys the whole ride, but definitely gave you some of the highlights. Anyways guys, thanks for watching this video. Definitely go check out Growler, because I think these are a really good value bike if you're looking to get into a quality bike. And this thing, you can use it all 4 seasons. You get some studded tires for this, and you can have a lot of fun in the winter with these. There's groomed fat bike trails around. Just check your local Facebook groups and stuff like that. And if you guys like this type of video, definitely leave a comment down below, because I wouldn't mind doing some more stuff kind of like this and switching it up a little bit. But anyways, if you haven't subscribed, hit that subscribe button. But we'll catch you guys in the next video.